Now let's discuss all these elements of proof with specific examples. So with personal results, one of the big ones I'm going to be using throughout this module is tube method because it has a lot of things going for it. First of all, it's a publisher-publishee type of a deal, and it pretty much encapsulates all these different elements of proof as well as a lot of other things that will be related to publishing and publishers and publishees. So just the background on this thing is this gentleman named Zane Miller came to me in 2012. Well, he didn't come to me, but I saw him post something on Facebook that says, hey, I got this new cool technology. It's called Hangouts, which back then Hangouts were brand new. And he goes, I'd like to interview you for a show that I'm doing and promote it through my affiliate link at the end if you'd like to try it out. So I'm like, hey, maybe there's something here. So I have him interview me on a product called Domain Cloud, which hilariously enough was another publisher-publishee example where I took somebody else, his name is Gene Pinmantel, and I took a concept that he had and fleshed it out and published it and sold it through Rapid Crush Inc. as the publisher. And so Zane gets on to interview me with me pitching Domain Cloud, somebody else's product, in this interview on a brand new Hangout. And it does really well. And the way that he makes money is because these Hangouts were ranking unbelievably well back in 2012, amongst other ways. And so he shows up with his affiliate link in the top two out of the top 4 positions in Google, and he generates $1,001.59 in revenue from this one interview that lasted about 25 minutes, which I find very interesting. So a lot of people think personal results have to be these gigantic, massive numbers or these amazing gold medal accomplishments or these Nobel Peace Prize types of things. They don't. $1,000 can make you $1 million. By the way, this is why the information product business is so wonderful. The joke is people think it's bad when they say, hey, we're just selling the picks and the shovels and not digging for gold. And I say, well, okay, great. People need picks and shovels, though, don't they? And this is an example of this. By showing other people how to make $1,000, you can make $1 million. I don't see anything bad about that because you're not going to charge them $1 million to make $1,000. You're going to charge them a lot less than $1,000 to make $1,000, and that can make you $1 million. So personal results are just something you've done specifically or something whoever you're publishing has done or something you as a publisher or publishee have done together. Those are your options. So this is an example of personal results. Very powerful proof. Not the most powerful, by the way, but one of the most obvious ones and can be the easiest to utilize and justify creating a product together in a publisher-publishee format. And some other personal results that Zane had that we could leverage. So that was one where we specifically worked together, but on his own, Zane had a couple of videos that very quickly were getting lots of views, even though they were very easy to create. So there goes that perception, not just personal results, but the perception. How do customers relate to that, or how does publishees or publishers relate to that? So it's one thing to make $1 billion, but it's another thing to say, hey, I can make $1,000 and believe it is better than somebody who says, well, maybe I can make $1 billion and not be exactly sure. So another way that you can utilize proof is with facts and statistics. So this is an example of using facts and statistics to help sell Tube Method, which was the product that we published at Rapid Crush Inc. with Zane, the publishee. So I would do this in a very interesting way. So this shows you demonstration and presentation of facts and statistics or proof in general is very important and powerful. So I didn't say to them, listen, YouTube at the time has over 1 billion plus unique viewers each month. I actually put them in an A, B, C, D, E scenario and had the visitor, or in this case the webinar attendee, answer them. And then I would add in statistics and I would build upon statistics. So I would first say, how much do they have? I'd let them answer, and then I would say, well, this is the answer. And then I would add 2 more facts on top of that. So this fact and statistic is used to create the position of, if you're not on YouTube actively trying to generate traffic, that's pretty foolish considering there's so much of it. But yet most internet marketers don't make that their day-to-day operational focus when it comes to generating traffic. So I'm creating this value with this positioning here. And then we continue to use it. Question number 2, how much traffic comes from outside of the U.S.? I don't tell them right away. I make them guess, present a fact, and then add more facts on top of it that are related. This is a very powerful way to present facts and statistics. This is important for you if you're a publishee, by the way, and you're trying to convince a publisher to work with you. You can present facts and statistics to them very similarly, right? And here's another one here. Question number 3. How many subscribers does the most subscribed channel on YouTube have? At the time, it was 13 million. And then I give them the specifics on it, and I make it even more believable. I take a fact, and I magnify it. And then question 4, again, same kind of presentation with the answer dramatically demonstrated. Second largest, it's bigger than Bing, Yahoo, Ask, and AOL combined. People search YouTube to learn about products and services more than any other social network. This is very important to our customer base, right? So, when Zane came to me with this opportunity, I, as the publisher, saw the value in it. But if he was pitching it to me as the publisher, he says, hey, Jason, you got this massive audience. I think we could be really well if we work together. He could have presented facts to me. Like, did you know, for example, well, Jason, what would you guess YouTube is as far as the biggest search engine in the world? And then he could guess. He'd say, well, the fact is, according to this site over here, it's the second largest in the world combined, bigger than Bing, Yahoo, and Ask, and AOL, etc., right? Now you say, Jason, where did I get this information? I just Googled it. Google is an amazing, wonderful, fantastic tool. And then I find these statistics. And you can look even on websites related to the concept itself, Wikipedia, et cetera, et cetera. Presentation. So I've given you already some really cool ideas of how to present facts and statistics. So at first you'll be presenting these to the publisher or the publishee, potentially presenting these to them to help ink a deal. But then eventually you'll also be presenting them to the customer. So not only did I say, listen, one of the things you're going to do on YouTube that's going to get you a lot of traffic utilizing Zane's strategies, because I'm publishing Zane, right? I didn't just say metadata is super important. I cited a source from YouTube itself in their own PDF. And then I said, see, this is what YouTube says about it. It takes less than 5 minutes, so the time cost is minimal, and the impact is 5 out of 5 stars. And the effect is search traffic, views, suggested video traffic, and subscribers. So I didn't just say, listen, metadata is important. Or I didn't say metadata is something you can do in less than 5 minutes that has an impact of 5 out of 5 stars. I cited the source as specifically and directly as possible for the presentation. So that's very powerful. So by the way, if you notice these things beyond knowing who to publish or who to be published by, this should ping your radar, your antenna, and say, wow, now maybe I should go find somebody to publish or somebody to publish me. Testimonials are incredibly powerful. These are the most, if you do them correctly, the most compelling things you could possibly do to sell products and to sell the concept to a publisher or to a publishee. So one of the greatest things I've ever done, one of my testimonials with a gentleman named Raul Mesa, when I was selling a product called Amazing Selling Machine. So I interviewed him. So a lot of people would just simply take what they can get or, hey, email me that or maybe hop on or whatever. But I interviewed them, transcribed him, and then I put the best parts in front of our customers to help them understand why it's important to them. But we could do the same exact thing. I could interview somebody that was related to what I could do and accomplish in terms of my abilities. Then I could shop that to a publisher saying, listen, this is what I do for customers. Why don't we do this for your customers? And I would break this down and I would show them in relation specifically to the topic, to the position, to the perception. Testimonials are incredibly powerful. This is another way to present them. So we would take them to the page where they would purchase, where they would see all these testimonials. This is to the customer. Now to the publisher, if we wanted to work a hardcore deal with a big publisher, I would instead take them to a page that says why you should work with Jason Fladlin, and I would have testimonials running all down the side. This is an example, by the way, of presenting testimonials in a compelling fashion. Another proof element is demonstration. So when we sold Tube Method, when we originally started, most customers didn't know Hangouts and they didn't know the power of them. Now I could sit there and explain to them what a Hangout is, or I could just do a Hangout about Hangouts, right? So we would live on air in front of their eyes, show them how powerful a feature or functionality or some methodology related to Hangouts were. And then we would tell them how they could use it and what the benefit is for them. Show, then tell. Show, then tell. Show, then tell. Along the way, drop in the facts and statistics. Along the way, drop in the personal results. Along the way, drop in every other type of proof element. And by the way, we didn't even actually use testimonials for this one. It was so new we didn't have them yet. And we, by the way, blind spot, I never did use testimonials for Tube Methods, which makes me feel really stupid now that I think about it, because we definitely could have. So you don't have to be perfect, But consider these, first of all, as the positioning. So you have strong positioning with whoever you're contacting to be published by or to publish. And then secondly, this thing translates directly forward to the customer themselves. So you're baking in success before you ever sit down and create 1 second of the product.